Hey, it's Crystal. I'm back. Now, I am going to keep my word and talk on an issue that I have been hearing about for years. And I'm in a teaching segment right now about helping to people to get over the past. And one issue that keeps resurfacing over and over again is problems getting over the ex. I can't stand my ex. Now, they've been 3 or 4 companions deep since then, but these memories are still lingering and the hard feelings are still there. Well, that's not benefiting anybody. But now I always believe that the easiest way to get over someone or to forgive a person for any kind of offense is to first step back into the situation again. And then let's ask ourselves some questions. Let's take a little responsibility, because the bottom line is if you hadn't let them in, no damage would have been done. And now that's just the truth. We picked them. Nobody forced us into a relationship with these people. Let's face it. How many of you can honestly say, growing up, that you actually had parents that sat down and taught you how to recognize and maintain and value good, healthy relationships when it comes to choosing a companion? Let's face it, most of us didn't get it. So we did what the video said to do. We did what we saw in the movies. We've been barbershop taught. We've been beauty salon taught. We've been taught by our cousins and uncles and big sisters, and all of it is a hot mess. And so now the divorce rate is crazy. Yeah, it is. But if we looked at just the relationships that we go through, the myriad of people who we have let into our space, and now we're contaminated. We're toxic with all these bad feelings. Not so much because they were so horrible, because we did pick them. Something about them was appealing. But the truth is, we got caught up because we weren't educated. We weren't taught. We weren't taught that we need to have a criteria set by which these people need to meet. Somebody ought to earn the right to be with you. They're not doing you a favor being with you. They should earn that right. They should earn the right to get into your space, to get into your head, and to get into anywhere else. Why didn't you make them earn it? We need to look a little deeper before we let people into our space. Now, a lot of times, we're just playing fool. People run game on you. They got over, they got away, got your stuff, and you're not getting it back. That's the reality. You got hurt and you got taken. That hurts, especially for a man. But now, brothers, I got to be honest with you. Let's face it. The sisters got you on one particular area. You are visual. You are visual, and women know what you like. And they know how to catch your attention. And they know if they can keep your attention on the external, they never have to worry about you seeing all of their issues on the inside. And then 5 months down the road, this werewolf shows up that you had no idea was behind all the pretty makeup. Now, the truth is, most women know to get your attention and keep you, all they have to do is take a lousy little cheap $25, go into the beauty salon place or the beauty supply place, and they come out with an image that you fall for. They go and buy the clothes to get your eyes to look at the right thing. And as long as you're enraptured and all caught up and hypnotized with the visual, they know they can work on the rest of you. They can work on your mind. They can work on your body and work on tapping into your resources. Well, now, if you don't like getting played like that, then you have to look a little deeper than what you see. You need to know her history. Where is she from? What does she have? What's caught your attention about her? You looking for a trophy on your arm? Or do you have enough sense to know that any man that values himself needs to have a certain type of woman walking by his side? So you choose, not for right now, but you choose an individual by where you're going. Where you going to be 10 or 15 years from now? And if you can't speak that out verbatim and know it for a fact, you really shouldn't be bothering with anybody. Because you're going to wind up dragging somebody along with you. And 10 or 15 years from now, you're going to say, what was I thinking? We've all done it. Ladies, same thing. But you know what? Women, where we get it mixed up, we go from being a companion to being a mommy. Nurturing is for children. Support is for your companion. You support him as he is busy engaging in where his destiny is and what he's going to become. Support. And you can't support anything that hasn't even been established yet. If he can't quote to you and tell you verbatim who he is and where he's going, then there's nothing for you to support. There's no place for you to fulfill that role as a helpmeet. So pull back a little. Put your money back in your pocket. Let him pay his own bills. Stop paying the rent. Stop paying the light. Quit paying for his car note. Quit babysitting them funny-looking kids of his. And take care of yourself. Pull it back a minute and let him be the man. That's what you say you want. But you have to be careful, because we take that nurturing a little too far and we take away his role. He may be very well capable of being the type of man that you'll need for your destiny, but a lot of men get choked off by our actions, our aggression, our need to make it happen, because you can be so desperate and think you're going to be left alone. The bottom line is, you need God's guidance, men and women, before you take someone and put them into your personal space. If your feelings and everything are so emotional, and if you're so sensitive about people handling you, then be careful with who you offer it to. Don't make investments into people that you don't know. Who does that? Who does that? You have to be careful. Now, ladies, let's just be honest. We don't get our feelings really hurt until after you slept with the man. Now, you know you were wrong. You were dead wrong. And I even know some people still out here having unprotected sex. You know why? Because they hate themselves. And they don't care who else they take out of this world with them. But did you check? Did you go get a test to see if they had AIDS or anything else? You have to examine yourself and find out why you hate yourself so much to the point where you will still lay down with somebody, number one, who's not your husband or wife. And number two, you never even bothered to have a date to the clinic. You had a date to the movies. You had a date to the restaurant. You had a date to go back to his or her place. But you didn't check to see if they were packing something that could possibly put you in your grave. And some of you got kids. Oh, please check out your thinking, because something is wrong. You got to love yourself a little better than that. Now, ladies, you know, once you let them hit it, you let yourself open. So now I have to ask women, if what you got down there is so precious and so valuable, why do you keep giving it away? I have things that I own that are valuable, that I really enjoy. Don't nobody get to handle that. Everybody don't get to handle the things that are valuable to me. Why trip? You let them hit it, and now you're tripping. Well, bottom line is, you should have protected yourself. Did he earn that? Did he offer you any type of a ring? Women, let me ask you something. How many of you got babies by men? Yeah, I know a lot of y'all. But my question is, how come the baby's good enough to carry his name, but you're not good enough to carry his name? Something to think about. You carried the child. You're raising the child. The man's name is good enough for his baby, but it ain't good enough for you. That ought to make you think a little bit. That ought to make you pull it back a little bit. So now, these errors and mistakes that we make, let's face it, we may as well move on. Because we chose these people, we let them in, and we needed to learn. And hopefully, this will help you. I'm going to continue on with this subject, but you know, the YouTube thing is kind of short in time. But let's face it, it's easier to forgive when you take your part out in the mess and you deal with yourself. It's easier to forgive other people. It's not so hard now, because now we're looking at it from a more mature perspective. Have any questions? Hit me up. Take care.